Alright, budget magic time. Playing some mono white servos in standard. We're going to keep this. This is super risky. This hand is pretty good if we draw one land, and borderline the nut draw if we draw two lands. Stasis Snare is not a land. Ether Hub for our opponent. And a Servant of the Conduit. Oh boy. Well, that was a risky speculative keep, and it looks like we're about to get punished pretty hard for it. I mean, we had two draws to hit a land, which isn't bad, and our opponent mulliganed first, which made me think their hand probably wouldn't be that great. Which maybe gives us a turn of missing this land drop, but we gotta hit it this turn or it's just over. Alright, there's a plane, so that lets us play Magic. Play Metallic Mimic. Oh, missing that drop actually really hurt us. Okay, pass the turn. That's actually super bad. That allowed our opponent to Spell Queller our Metallic Mimic, which would not have happened if we had curved out slightly better. Opponent gets in. We're down to 14. Another Ether Hub, up to 4 lands, 3 energy. Tapping, untapping. Rogue Refiner gets some more energy. Well, we draw another land. Well, I think the safest play here is just to Ether Sphere Harvester, but not attack with anything yet. And then we can crew up this Ether Sphere on defense. Opponent has an Aetherworks Marvel and a tap land. Is our opponent going to attack? If something dies, they get an energy. And it lets them activate Aetherworks Marvel. Attacks with Rogue Refiner. Well, I think we're just going to take it now. Because of this Aetherworks Marvel, I think it's better to just let our opponent not get that energy yet. They'll probably find it next turn anyway. Not ideal in the least. Alright, pass the turn. This lets us leave up our Stasis Snare, which is reasonable. No attacks. We'd like to set up something like Stasis Snare, the Spell Queller, Get Back Metallic Mimic, Servo Exhibition, something along those lines. Opponent has a Felidar Guardian. Gonna blink Rogue Refiner. Well, let's Stasis Snare. And get rid of Rogue Refiner. That would actually give our opponent the energy for Aetherworks Marvel, which would not be great. Opponent has another land. The downside is we do not have a way to get rid of... Opponent attacks with Servant. We gotta take it. We don't have a way to get rid of Aetherworks Marvel in the main deck. Jeez. Alright, pass the turn. Oh, this is not what we wanted. Now we have to keep leaving up removal because our opponent could combo off, which is not letting us develop our board at all. Alright, opponent gets another Aetherworks Marvel. So that's how they get the energy. By legend ruling the Aetherworks Marvels. So energy for an activation is achieved. Obviously looking for Saheeli Rai, or pretty clearly looking for Saheeli Rai. If they don't have a negate backup, we can fizzle it though with our second Stasis Snare. Opponent just passes. Activates Aetherworks. Well, now going infinite doesn't even do anything. This was odd sequencing. I think our opponent wanted to do this on their first main phase. Most likely. They find a Servant of the Conduit. Gets more energy. Well, I think we just gotta do this. Stasis Snare. Just get rid of the Felidar Guardian so they don't have multiple combo pieces. And now we can actually start playing cards. Jeez. Well, let's play Chief of the Foundry. Trigger Toolcraft, go attacking. And pass the turn. We do need to kill our opponent, because they will, sooner or later, assemble the 2 cards that will win them the game. Our draw's just been so slow. Opponent passes. There's a Plains. We'll play a Plains. Play Cogworker's Puzzle Knot. Play Servo Exhibition. Crew up our Ether Sphere Harvester. Trigger Toolcraft. Attack with both. Gain lifelink. Hit our opponent down to 10. Pass the turn. Well, we might just win next turn if our opponent doesn't manage to combo off this turn. Oath of Nissa. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I mean, theoretically, if they have both combo pieces in hand, they can get there. Or one combo piece in hand and enough energy to Ether Works and try to hit the other one. Well, there's Felidar Guardian. So, what is our opponent's last card? That is the entirety of this question. Fortunately for us, our opponent's going to have to spend an energy to play the Felidar. Yep. Which means they're going to need... They either need a Saheeli in hand, which would just be so sad after how this game has went. Alright, blink the Oath of Nissa. Come on, no Saheeli. Oh my goodness! The world's greatest Oath of Nissa. Oh man. Both combo pieces. That's about as bad as it gets for us. After not being able to do anything for so long, we were very close to just killing our opponent. And they... Wow. Well, Ponder is a good Magic card, and it was insanely good right there. We'll go up 2 Fragmentize, 3 Authority of the Console. Well, maybe 1 Fragmentize. Go down a couple of Toolcrafts. Yeah, let's go down the Toolcrafts. Let's try it like that. Alright, we get to play first. Let's just have a nice smooth hand. Alright, well, this is sort of okay-ish, depending on our opponent's removal. Play a land pass. Sanctum for our opponent. Oath of Nissa. We do not have an answer to the combo in our hand, so if our opponent can just combo off on turn 4, not much we can do about it. We are like a turn away. There's Felidar Guardian. Well, play a Plains, play a Metallic Mimic on Servo, and pass the turn. Mountain. And a Harness Lightning. Alright, that's not ideal. Well, Plains, Chief of the Foundry, pass the turn. Ether Hub for our opponent. And there's a Saheeli. Takes it up. Well, we either draw something this turn or we lose next turn. That is the name of the game. They just naturally have the combo in hand. That's not what we were looking for. So play the Plains. Attack Saheeli. And pass the turn. I mean, we have to represent Stasis Snare and hope our opponent doesn't go for it. That's our only out here. Our opponent saw the Stasis Snares, so there's a chance that they won't go for it. And it's an Aetherworks Marvel. Well, that's sort of good news. Come on, good draw. Another Plains. Well, that's not the worst. So we get to Chief of the Foundry. Chief of the Foundry, kill Saheeli. Play Cogworker's Puzzle Knot. Gets us a 3/3. Pass the turn. So we have a fast clock. We got rid of Saheeli number 1. Our opponent technically does not have Aetherworks Marvel energy. We're like 2 turns away from winning. There's Rogue Refiner. And a Ether Hub. So our opponent has the energy. We know they have Felidar Guardian. We draw a Plains. I'll play a Plains. Play the Trinketer. And swing with the crew. So, we're representing Stasis Snare. The problem is, our opponent's behind so much, I think they gotta go for it. If they can set up the combo, they just have to go for it and hope for the best. So playing around stuff here actually isn't beneficial. It's one of those weird situations, like, our opponent actually doesn't have the option of playing around Stasis Snare now like they did earlier. And they did play around it earlier. All right, they get a Rogue Refiner, so that does not leave us dead. It puts us in a position where our opponent can Felidar Guardian, blink Rogue Refiner, get some energy, and then if they hit a Saheeli Rai off the Marvel activation, they win. Oh no. They just have it? They have a second Saheeli Rai? They do not. Interesting. Huh. Well, let's sack a cog workers puzzle now. I am very confused. Well, play the angel. Swing with everything. Our opponent has removal. I mean, our servos are huge. Alright, Ether Meltdown. This actually isn't that bad, because we got rid of the Felidar Guardian. So our opponent does get to spin the wheel at some point, but they're down a combo piece again, so they once again need both combo pieces this turn to be able to win. So our opponent marvels first, which makes me think they don't have a combo piece in hand. Because if you had a combo piece in... Well, no, I guess that's not necessarily true. All right, Rogue Refiner. Things are looking up. Our opponent is going to have 5 cards. They need both in hand. There's a land, 4 cards. They need Saheeli number 2 and Felidar Guardian number 2. There's Felidar Guardian number 2. Oh, no. This is like instant replay. Bling, it's a Saheeli. Oh, my lord. Oh. All right, well, what can you do? 3 for 3 on Oath of Nissa is the turn before our opponent would die. Jeez.